You go to I remember how to do it.
All right.
Okay. I pledge allegiance to the flag
Of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you very much.
On my honor, I'll do my best. Do my
There we go. All right. Non-public and public minutes for December 18th, 2025.
So can you take the public off? I was not able to finish my part with which was the work session.
Oh,
So
you
it's
just
just
have
the
non-public?
non-public minutes.
Okay,
yes.
non-public minutes for December 18th.
I'll move those minutes.
Okay.
I'll second.
Motion by Sean, second by John. Any discussion on the non-public minutes for December 18th?
Nope.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? 4-0. Consent agenda.
Yeah, I'll make a
Somebody have
motion to approve the consent agenda for 1/8/26, consisting of accounts payable manifest dated 12/22/25, accounts payable payment manifest 12/24/25, accounts payable ACH manifest NHRS and AFLAC 12/30/25, accounts payable payment manifest 12/31/25, accounts payable ACH manifest for Harper's 12/31/25, accounts payable ACH manifest Citizens Bank 12/31/25, payroll payment manifest dated 12/31/25, removal of blind exemption from map lot 109-078 as it no longer qualifies, 5-year review, veterans credit updated paperwork approval, map lot 227-014, map lot 107-002, 5-year review approvals for credits and exemptions, map lot 224039, map lot 223087, map lot 112-081, map lot 115-028, map lot 109-039, map lot 209-041, map lot 115-041, map lot 224-042, map lot 224-067, map lot 203-064, and map lot 116-021.
Roll.
Keep going.
Oh yeah, that's right, next page, sorry. All right, map lot 217-043, map lot 221-013, map lot 116-035, map lot 115-040, map lot 221-023, map lot 112-015, map lot 114-054, map lot 224-072, map lot 212-018, map lot 227-006, removal of veterans credit from map lot 216-074 as it no longer qualifies.
Second.
All right, motion by John, second by Scott. Trying not to do a romp here. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? All right. Pass 4-0.
There you go. Figure I might as well try that at some point.
You might be vice chair next year. We keep it up.
God bless.
All right, Energy Committee. Paul,
Dun dun dun.
hot seat if you'd like.
Take the hot seat.
Yeah.
So, Paul, I let Paul know that when you talked about the warrant articles previously, the board's general consensus at that time was to remove the C-PACER warrant article. Paul's asked to come back to talk to the board about it.
So this is about the CPACE, or what's called CPACER. It stands for Commercial Property Assessed Clean Energy and Resiliency. This is a financing program essentially that allows commercial property owners to take out loans tied to the property that are amortized on a long schedule, 30-year schedule, focused on clean energy improvements. This would include things like solar insulation, things that we need to do to this building, even though we're not a commercial entity. You know the problem. We've got heat leaking out of these buildings terribly. 40% of our energy consumption goes to heating and cooling buildings. It's equivalent to transportation in terms of total energy consumption. So getting that down is economically a good thing. The last meeting we talked about it, one of the requests you had two requests. One of them was to talk to Joanne Bailey about load, incremental load. I did do that, and we had a conversation. We talked to Clean Energy New Hampshire, Sarah Brock. The load seems fairly low, and this is because the New Hampshire Financing Authority is taking on the responsibility for this work. They're the ones who align the loan person or the lender to the consumer or the commercial company, and they take care of all the paperwork, they take care of the work of the registry, the deed. We do have to have a record of it, so there is a requirement for us to be aware of a lien on the property, but the actual work itself is done by the New Hampshire Housing Finance Authority, and by the way, they're getting paid to do it. I think it's 5 cents. 5% or some small number, 3% maybe on it. So that seemed to be reasonable. You also asked me to talk to businesses, so I have had discussions with a number of them. Let me just review them. One of them is the TTCC, it's less, and they're using heat pumps over there, and the electric bills are high. She also over there has tremendous solar opportunity on the south side facing of that building. And I did some rough analysis using a tool for measuring solar potential, and it's quite good. The solar potential there is fairly high and could naturally offset the cost of running those heat pumps, which they are using now. That's their not primary source of heat, but it is the heat upstairs. The offices are heated with the heat pumps, so that's electric. So she was quite interested in it because of the long amortization. The basic idea here is that the energy improvements, in many cases, from a cash point of view, will be positive vis-a-vis the payment on the improvements because of the long term. 30-year term drops the payment per month down low enough so that the savings from the energy improvements makes it positive from a cash point of view. So your operating profit or your margin actually improves as a result of this effort. So she was in favor. I also spoke to Tom Keegan. He has me looking at the UCC church over here on the hill, and that's another train wreck from a thermal point of view. Old building built by somebody in the 1800s, and it's got a stone foundation. It's granite and stone, and it leaks like a sieve. He gave me his utility bills and energy bills, and I did an EUI calculation on it, and it's awful. Just way off by a factor of 2 or 3 where it should be. So, they would like to make improvements. They would have to, of course, borrow money to do it. This was an attractive idea for him because it allows, again, long amortization and the opportunity to save enough energy so you can not only pay for the note, but have a little extra cash per month. So that's 2 of them. I also spoke to the Village Pizza, which is now called Local Kitchen, who were actually here the night that I spoke about it, and CJ was here. RJ. I spoke to him about it, and he was very emphatic about it because he wants to put solar up. He's got electric ovens there, so they're induction ovens, and he would like to offset those with solar. He's looking at solar at the property next door going, I want that over here, and I've got room out back for a ground mount array, and I want to do it, and this will allow me to do it. So I spoke to him about that. I also spoke to Greg Wagner, who was on my energy committee. He owns a marina. He's got good solar exposure. He would like to put up solar. This seemed like an attractive option to him as well. And, Odyssey, I talked to Francesco over there. He was very enthusiastic about the idea too, for the same reason. He's heat pumped there. He's using a lot of electricity to drive the heat pumps. He's got solar potential right there on the back and would like to put up solar on the roof. So the businesses that I've spoken to were all positive about this idea. They would like to see us put a warrant article forward so that there's an option to take a look at this in the coming year. Yeah, so that's what I got.
I guess my question is, what's the cost to the town, or
The
why
downside?
why does it have to go through the town? I mean, there obviously is some kind of, if you
Well,
have to go through all of this, then there's some kind of cost to the town.
There was a whole section when we went through it the first time, I think, that
Yeah,
allowed us,
I'm
that
trying to remember,
required us.
what,
It's time, right? It's time and who does it and,
Well, and we really don't know what it's gonna be to
Yeah.
the town. They're saying they handle the majority of it, but we do have to track some of it. It's liens, so
There's
they
an administrative
handle that piece.
aspect.
We just don't know what that will be, because this is a whole new venture.
Yeah.
When Joanne came and talked to the board, I think she thought it would be minimal.
Yeah,
But again, she said it's a not known number really that we can give here, so.
it's an unknown.
yes.
no,
You don't
so
know
it's a
what
double
you
negative.
don't- How do I know what I don't know?
Yeah.
Don,
Nice.
what was his name? Don. He was defense secretary at the time,
Yeah.
so that,
there were known knowns, unknown knowns, yeah.
he buried himself.
Yeah. I mean, I think this is something that's perfectly legitimate to let the people discuss at town meeting. I've been thinking about it, and I keep hearing, even today, things like, you know, Bristol can be hard to do business in, or this and that. I think this is another way that the town can support
Yes, it makes
economic
sense to me.
activity in town. I
It's-
don't really see a downside other than there is some time, you know, there is some time involvement.
I mean, we probably need to, like, for Joanne, she probably has to track it as a feature, like.
We don't know for sure who has to track it, if it would be Joanne or Cheryl's
Yeah.
department. I think it might be a combination of both.
Yeah,
I did ask Rob, because Rob couldn't be here tonight, his opinion, he didn't want to be the guinea pig for it, but that's his opinion again, so, but he would leave it up to the board.
So, to answer your question, Don, as well, one of the things that, this idea's been around for a while in the state of New Hampshire, and the problem they were having with it is that the load for each individual town was both duplicative, every town had to do it, and also heavy. So what they did is they formed this new law where they hired an independent, not independent, but a third party, New Hampshire Housing Finance Authority, to do the administration on behalf of the town. Essentially, they took the burden off the towns to get this to happen, and they gave them a percentage to do it.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, that's the cost. That they
That's
should
the
put
cost.
down.
The flip side is they didn't want to sort of just spring it on the towns without their consent. So I think there was this part that we're doing right now, we want the town's agreement to put the procedure in place so that they're not being forced something from Concord that they don't want for their town. So I think both those things exist. They took the burden of administration and tried to put that to a third party, but yet they've got the town involved. And I would agree, I think, you know, letting the town meeting hear what it is and express their opinion, I think bodes well for select board. Hey, we're trying to bring business positive stuff here, here's one. Let's hear what you say.
Yeah, because I mean, I don't see a downside on it,
Right.
other than is there a cost involved?
Right.
And if the majority of that cost has been shifted,
It has been shifted.
then I'm fine with it.
Yep.
so,
Further dis- any
where's
discussion?
well, later
no,
tonight, we're doing warrant articles anyways,
Well,
right?
before he leaves, though, there are some questions, I put the warrant article up on
Yep.
the screen. You don't have to vote on these things, but if you want it to be on, I can make sure it's
Yep.
on. So
Okay, just for Paul's benefit,
I need him here to answer these too.
well, okay, yeah, go over this, and we'll take a consensus as to whether we're gonna add it to the warrant or not.
So if you
Before
are,
we-
you have to say, it said, so that, this is the warrant article, shall encompass the entire area within the boundaries of the town of Bristol I put in, but I think I think you decide where it's gonna be. Do you want it to be the boundaries of the town of Bristol? Or do you want it to be a smaller district? I can pull up the other one too, sorry, let me pull that one.
So your thought would be possibly less than the boundaries, right?
Well, that, yes, I don't know what you.
Because it certainly wouldn't be greater than the boundaries, because it's specific to the town.
Right.
Do we want it in the Lake District?
This is the right
Is
one.
that like an example?
Let me share this. This is the,
For example, the Big Catch, Great Southern.
Or, you already talked to Greg Wagner.
Right. And he's
Yeah,
in the-
no, I think if you're gonna do it, you do the town.
There's various businesses in every zoning
Right.
that could take
Right.
advantage of this. I could take advantage
For
of
example?
myself in a rural district,
Yes,
you know?
and solar plus battery would be good for you too. You and I talked about that a little.
Oh, yeah.
all right, so the town of Bristol. So because these were your options, you could do, choose a town or village district. You could enter specific zones or enter specific properties. I don't think the right route is specific properties at all. But,
No.
so within the town of Bristol.
I think so.
The other question, I'll leave this one up. Let me go to the other one. It says, qualifying improvements to real property through private lenders and assessment agreement between the property owner and the blank. And that is right here. It says choose town or village district. So this is an agreement that has to be done between the property owner and the town, is what this is saying.
Yeah, it's a lien.
Though this is a special assessment. The lien, is the lien there yet? Yes, it is, special assessment lien, sorry. So someone has to determine what that special assessment lien is, which I'm assuming would be the assessor. And then that would be with the town, then, is what you're saying. Okay,
Right.
I can fix that. And then it says, and to further authorize the select board or commissioners is in the comments. I'm thinking select board
Yeah.
to execute all documents performed on municipal functions in accordance with the chapter. Let me just see if I had any, come on, computer. And my computer froze again. Okay,
And further authorize the, I would think again, select board to enter special assessment agreements would be the last one, right?
yeah,
I have it right here.
the warrant article, I was looking at the other warrant article, but I can't go back and forth from frozen. No, I just dropped it into the folder. I think I may have answered all my questions. Where did it go?
Oh, you guys have snacks now?
We do have snacks.
Yeah, they have for a while. I have to keep them going.
Yeah.
Actually, I think that's it, because it said,
It's the only reason I'm.
Don't worry, they're trying to make sure we don't have caffeine and sugar.
I'm good, I just need to.
We're coming once again, right down to sign up to do it again.
Best way to get
If the first whooping wasn't bad enough, you gotta come back and sign up again.
Best way to get an engineer to a meeting is to
Oh my
run
God.
it.
And a forester.
And of course,
Yeah, you better.
We need a espresso machine.
there you go.
Ooh,
Now we're talking.
I'm good with that.
All right, you got all those?
Apparently my mouse just died, so. I think we're good now. That was it. That's all so I will update
Okay.
the warrant article for the next meeting with those things in it, so.
So
And I'm willing to speak to it at town meeting, so I'll do that if you like.
Oh, yeah, we'll defer to you, of course.
That is the deal, yeah.
Yes, you are signing up for that. Yeah.
So the general
So,
consensus?
Consensus on the board is to. put it
I
on.
think it's a good idea. If we've got that much support from a business community perspective, that they at least want to consider it,
Yeah.
they have no ability to consider it if we don't do this.
Right.
So,
You
You
on
know.
board too, Scott? Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay. All right.
All
There you
right.
have it. Thank you for doing the research.
Yep, no problem.
thanks, Paul. Have a nice one.
Thank you.
Okay. Moving along. It's game tonight.
How you doing, my friend?
Water and sewer, Jeff is here.
Jeff is.
How you doing, Jeff?
I gotta listen in.
Come on.
He's here on time.
Come on down.
See you right now.
Yeah.
He wasn't the last time.
Huh?
He wasn't.
For budget committee. I
you sorry? I'm sorry.
I haven't seen Jeff.
He wasn't the only one. I had to call Victor too.
Victor was supposed to remind me.
Well, that's why Victor was on the naughty list according to the.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, the Christmas store, yeah.
So, draft on the policy.
So it's 05-1, I'll try and save it, or do you want to call? I think I printed it, Jeff, do you want to look at it?
Yeah,
Print out? I'm actually taking both your and you.
Yeah.
There you go. 05-1 is the draft on-call policy. Both of these things, so the quarterly meetings that we've had with staff, one of the quarterly meetings talked about uniforms, and another one also talked about on-call compensation. We mentioned that to the board when we were talking about budget. So Jeff's come up with policy for on-call compensation which is that the first one?
These are new, we don't have policies for it
These
now.
are new.
we do have an on-call policy, so this is updating the current one that we have.
Okay.
And it just kind of, my guys, they've been asking for this for a while, just for me to look at this on-call stipend, because they've been hearing when they go to trainings from other towns of what they're paying. So I did reach out to Plymouth, because they had already done an in-house study themselves, just comparing some other towns, so I took that information just to see how we were doing. And Bristol was paying $125, which works out to about $1 per every unworked hour, to have my guys carry the cell phone, and they have to be the responsible one to respond. And I'm there as a backup for them if need be. I will say that most all of my guys, even if they're not on call, will come out for an emergency, but we do delegate one person to be on call. Plymouth had gone with $2 per hour, $250, so we're asking to go to just $200 to be more comparable to other towns. I think that's, I do not have that budgeted in that line, but I think I could find it in the two budgets. It's about $1,950 in each department to come up with to fund that increase.
Is that the only real big change as far as this goes?
Yeah, the duties pretty much remain the same. They have to come in 3 hours on Saturday, 3 hours on Sunday, and a holiday.
Just to inspect the facility?
Yeah, they have to do certain tests every week, and holiday. Trying to think if there's anything else. I don't think there's really anything that's changed. They have a list of these duties that they're all aware of. I think it's actually included on this.
Yeah.
So the one question I have when I read it, Jeff,
Yeah.
wasn't so much about this specifically, but like, you list out the duties around what's gotta be measured and tested, right?
Yeah.
In normal job descriptions, do you have those duties listed out anyplace else? Like when you go and inspect a facility, these are the inspections we expect you to do. The reason why I'm making that distinction is I'm thinking about how do we make sure we simplify the job requirements. Because if you're going to inspect, let's just say you're gonna go inspect somebody, whether they're on call or not, if somebody was going in to inspect the wastewater treatment facility, do you have it listed out anyplace else that that's what you do?
We're working on the standard, it's in our existing standard operating procedures, but we are updating those right now.
My point is it better for us longer term
No.
going, hey, you reference, this is what you do when you go inspect, and it's written out in your standard operating procedures, and then your on-call piece then is shortened because, you know, like, okay, here, you're referencing that other place. So like, in the future, if you change your standard operating procedure, then it automatically updates, this is what happens, right? You don't have to do it in two different places, is I guess what I'm getting
Yeah,
at, right?
makes
Like,
sense, yeah.
Trying to make sure that you don't have to like think about how many places you gotta update what has to happen.
Yeah,
If you require that it's written in the standard operating procedures, then just reference the standard operating procedures instead of listing out every test in the on-call. The on-call means just, hey, this is how you get paid, this is how we expect you to respond.
yeah,
If you don't respond in a professional manner, which is one of the things that's written in there, you know, there could be disciplinary action.
yeah.
That's all,
I
that's,
think, yes,
you know.
I developed that more or less a guideline for what's expected of them on the
Yeah.
weekend, because it does vary quite a bit during the week what they do, but this is singling out those particular things, so.
Okay, anyways, that was the only thing I thought, well, like, when I was reading it, I was like, okay, because you could see, I mean, we find it all the time, like even when we do zoning updates, oh, we fixed it over here, and now we gotta go, oh, we forgot to fix it over there, right? Like,
Yeah.
when we do stuff like this, when you inspect the facility, whether you're on call or not on call, we expect you to do these things,
Right, yeah.
you know? So on-call has to do that, but, you know, I'm okay doing whatever we need to do, but that's what came to mind.
And this would be updated, of course, once the Central Street pump station comes online, because that'll be
Yeah.
a whole different thing, so.
So we need a motion.
No, this is the draft, so we have to prepare it with signatures, but we wanted to make sure nothing jumped out at you tonight. What I can do is just do it on the consent agenda at the next meeting, if you're all good with this, and you can adopt it at the next meeting.
Okay.
so.
All right.
I did like the thing around, like, even when we get to even the uniform one, like, okay, here, do your laundry here, like, no, that makes perfect sense, right?
Yeah.
So, just trying to like, in my head, I'm trying to limit the amount of places you gotta go update things when you go update things in the future,
Right, yeah.
you know?
So the second part that just is 05-2, which is the draft uniform supply policy. This is a change, and I'll let Jeff explain it, because currently we do pay for uniforms.
Yeah.
That's
Been the practice for as many years as I can remember. The town has provided the uniform service, and we still, we've been using them. Not everybody is satisfied with the performance or the returning of the pants or the quality of the pants or the fit of the pants, so they've gone to these meetings and asked, you know, could we look into just providing a stipend, and then we could just, you know, they can pick and choose what work pants they wanted to. We do have a washing machine at work. I've always thought it was a good idea to have the uniform company because they, you know, you wouldn't have to bring your dirty clothes home to launder them, but we do have a washing machine available if things do get pretty nasty down there, so. We probably would need to get a dryer, but I don't think that would happen that often. Most of the guys are washing theirs at home anyways because they've been losing them to the uniform company. And we're mainly focusing on the pants or insulated pants, work pants. We do purchase t-shirts, sweatshirts, and jackets through our uniform budget. So that would remain the same. I feel as though that way that is the uniform that the folks will see. I'm not so concerned about the pant.
Is there
Yeah.
a dollar difference?
There's actually, it's less than what we would be charged. I'm setting aside $500 per person that would be monitored through
This.
our office manager. She would just,
Yeah.
similar to what our safety boots are,
Yep.
you know, just keep track of it, you know, you've had your allotment for the year.
You mean 600?
Is it 600?
Yep.
Okay,
It says a pants stipend of $600.
okay, yeah, I'd been back and forth a
Okay,
few
just
times,
checking.
so.
Yeah, you're paying more than highway, I think, on, with UniFirst rate.
Yeah, I think, I can't remember what it is. I should have,
I can tell you.
yeah, if you could tell me. What
Yeah.
So the uniform service is just for pants?
Just for pants, yeah. We do utilize them to purchase the jackets and sometimes the sweatshirts, and we've gone through, I think, maybe
Sure,
the
but-
body covers or something.
Body covers for some of it, yeah.
No.
But you'll discontinue the weekly service then, or whatever?
I think, yeah, eventually is, yeah.
Yeah.
This doesn't create any budget issues for you, right?
No, on this end, this is, yeah, it's covered under the.
There you go.
That's where it's.
It's just, it seems
Other
to,
stuff. Yeah, well, listen, you know, I think at the end of the day, you know what you need to do to have your guys properly outfitted to do their job.
Oh, like the other one, it's employee retention, which is one of the board's goals.
yeah, and I think, yeah, I know it's making a few of my guys happy to hear that. We're at least, you know, that I'm bringing it to you guys,
Yeah.
whatever your decision may be, but at least.
It varies.
But I'm going back on, so.
From what I'm seeing here, this is only half, so it's roughly $125 with UniFirst, but that doesn't count your other stuff, so that's just UniFirst.
For the week.
A month.
A month?
No, I lied.
That's,
Thank you.
that would be.
It is 1, 2,
How much
3,
is the?
4, 5, 6. So it's $600 a month roughly.
Yeah.
So it's maybe a little bit more because not all bills are in yet.
Yeah.
So it's about $600 to $700 a month or more.
It's all the little fees that started adding up.
Yeah, and you don't
Yeah.
have 12, you don't have 12 people, so we actually save money this year.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
And yeah, that's what we thought, we could probably start this fairly soon,
Yeah.
so.
See how it works.
How much do they get for boots?
I think is it
right now
included
it's
in this, I think?
150, but he's proposing to put it to 200.
Yeah,
Just-
They are definitely
It's
costing
fine,
more.
yeah, you probably buy, it's hard to find.
My regular hiking boots are $300 and I get
Right.
I get spring,
Don't tell
summer.
her that.
I get spring, summer and fall out of them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
I
still,
mean, listen, we need to make sure they got the right equipment to do
Yeah.
what they gotta do.
yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
So we'll prepare this also, make it a formal document, signatures, and I can put it on the consent agenda for the next meeting if you're good with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
cool.
All
Right.
And then that does get 2 more things off of our quarterly, I won't say it.
I have a good name, but I can't say it.
I was like, I'm gonna get a complaint, and he goes, well, you can blame it on me.
All right. Everything's flowing well otherwise?
No.
Bad pun?
Puns intended.
Okay. I was just
So
gonna say.
actually, we've been having an issue with the
Yeah.
Bristol Hill ejector.
Oh,
The relays that make it automatically do what it's supposed to, are
yeah.
not working. So we've got a couple of those on order.
Mm.
But we've, in the meantime, had to babysit that thing every day. We spend an hour down there just manually pumping it out with a portable air compressor. It's a pneumatic one. Today, we had a failure at the capacitor went at the Pleasant Street pump station. Alarm called us out, my guys went down there. I was out today, but I told them to just contact Pump Systems out of Franklin. They came out, found out it was a capacitor. They also had to pull the muffin off to the rag grinder. They pulled that out because that was making a funny noise at the same time. So I don't know if it's linked, something might have happened. But I haven't visited the site yet, but we'll be working on that tomorrow. Pump Systems will be back, so.
While we got you, and I know we talked about it, but just to update for folks on the camera and stuff, where are we at with the extension with Central Street and with the extending the line or upgrading the line?
Yeah, the extension of the new line has been postponed till the spring. They made an attempt to start directional drilling. They ran into obstruction. When they did that, they excavated, they hit the water main. And in doing so, they said, well, we want to really map this out. Is this the best route? So they came up with working with the engineers, they found a different route, a different path that puts them a little bit further away from their water line.
Yeah.
So that's the plan, but being so late in the season, and I'm fine with it, I don't want them hitting it again in the winter. They plan on tackling that first thing in the spring. They still have plenty of time to do that, because they would have been switching over to that line. And we've also made the decision that we'd put another manhole structure at Baker Street, which actually benefits the project. They don't have to do so much bypass pumping when they do the transfer over. Well, they continue to move forward with the Central Street pump house. A lot's going on underneath that cover that's heated, but they are pouring concrete. Next Wednesday, they're gonna do a test with water. They're gonna fill the future wet well to make sure it holds water, nothing drops. And then before they backfill, and once they're backfilled, they'll start laying some brickwork. But that's continuing to move forward. I don't know if, I can't recall if it was mentioned, but we did have that major breakdown there on Central Street, and that flooded that excavation site. But fortunately, it didn't do any damage
Yeah.
to the formworks and whatnot.
One other thing for Jeff too, you already knew about, because we're putting a warrant article in to get the loan for the
Yep.
asset management part on wastewater. But Jeff had applied for another grant. We haven't brought it to the board yet.
This
But
is a,
Go
yeah.
ahead.
So we had an opportunity, we've worked off another grant, lead service line grant. What we had to do was go through the town and see if there was any lead galvanized or what materials we were using for service lines. And we were able to find at least, quite a few of them, but a lot of them still remain unknown. And unknown can be, I know what it is from our house, from our curb stop out to the main, but from the curb stop to the house, there was a lot of unknowns. So, there was an opportunity to get a $60,000 grant to further investigate that. So I had applied for that, and we did get word from DES that we most likely will receive that $60,000 grant. A lot of that expense will be towards what they call potholing, so what we could utilize is a little vacuum trailer unit, whether we lease or purchase this. But we would excavate with that.
Water jet.
Yeah,
With the
water
vacuum,
jet,
yep.
vacuum it out, goes in a trailer. It'd be a nice thing to have, to
Absolutely.
do that job. It limits the disturbance, and that way we can put our eyes on what material's being used. But that's kind of the last step. We were still gonna review our records. We're gonna go house to house on those that we can. I did find our contract from 1951 when the line was put in, so that determines what the lines were spec'd out at, it being copper, so that eliminates quite a few. But that was the last minute thing that I had found.
Nice.
But it's and then we'll just be documenting this. It's just gonna be, it's gonna be good to have. We'll put it in our mapping,
Oh, yeah.
software that we have, that my guys will be getting trained soon on, my new guys, so.
We are setting, I'll let you know once it's scheduled, we're setting up a mapping training, which is gonna be basic training because he's got a lot of new staff too, but it's gonna be highway, water, sewer, probably land use, but it's a basic training on what our cartographics mapping is able to do, but also to train them on how to, on the back end, the staff log on entering things. So when I get a date, I'll let you know in case anybody's interested in going to it, so.
Yeah, we're hoping. We've been scanning a lot of our O&M manuals and putting it in here, so if you click on the building, one of our buildings, it'll bring up and this is for personnel only, it's not out to the public, but it's access, that my guys can click on that and bring it right up,
Yep.
so.
It would, with the road committee, whatever, it would be good for you guys to see that as well, so. yeah.
Yep.
What I'd like to add towards is just having QR codes on our stations,
Yeah.
and it would bring us right to that, rather than them having it,
Absolutely.
so.
Yep. I have one other thing. Did you see the reply from DES on the,
Oil spill?
no,
Okay.
on, oh, well, maybe you,
Well,
no,
no, they didn't respond.
On-
They did, that was you,
on
okay.
the Fowler River site?
I did not, no.
Okay, DES responded to the applicant with a very
Oh,
long
I'll find it.
letter requesting much more information before anything goes forward there.
Okay,
I will get a copy, I'll go and send you a copy.
all right.
So,
They took it
Do you-
really seriously.
I think that's a good thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
It is.
In that situation,
well,
yes.
you wish they had taken it seriously before they started to build too.
Well, I will say they've been more responsive on this than they have on things in the past, so
Yeah.
I hope that's a sign of things to come
Yeah,
in some
yeah.
ways.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yes.
that's good.
No, so update oil spill. We did, Jeff's crew had it, so the oil spill was skimmed, right?
Yeah, they skimmed off the top, and the thought was that they felt as though they got most of it. DES was down there. They said they'll let it kind of settle out, let it bake in the sun, see if it burns off anything what was remaining. But we needed to take samples. We took samples. They came back with higher limits than what we were allowed to discharge. So the next step is further remediation, but at this point,
We don't
everything's
know.
froze, so
So
unless
we-
they chop it up and bring it out nice blocks, but might make it easier.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So we reached out, this is my second attempt to reach out to DES to just say, hey, what are our next steps? Because and also involving the contractor that's
I
involved
was
as
just gonna
well.
say, to be clear to people who might be watching
Right.
and listening, that this is not something that happened by the town, but
Right.
to the town.
Correct, and the contractor did pay for the cleanup,
Yeah,
and then, not the test yet, sorry, but, we don't know what our next steps are, and we can't even give the contractor information about next steps either yet. So, trying to get in touch with people at DES, I've emailed twice now, I'm gonna try to email a different person this time, so. But I didn't get a response from today anyway, so.
Good. All right.
Yep.
All right,
Anything else?
thanks, Jeff.
Good. Thank you guys, appreciate it.
Yep, thank you,
Thanks, Jeff.
All right,
as
Bye,
always.
Jeff.
we'll see you.
See ya.
All right. Warrant article.
thanks, Paul.
Thank you.
Thanks, Paul.
I,
Continued discussion of warrant article, or?
it's just gonna be a brief discussion, I just wanna get a couple of clarifications, because I have to finish, updating for your vote for next week.
Because I didn't see a copy in here.
Well,
I shoved it in, it's probably at the top of your list, I just shoved a
It
Word
is,
document
it is
in.
at the
It
top.
says draft C.
Oh, okay.
the other one,
Sorry.
the second one, the next one isn't in there though, just so you know. The one that says.
No, it's not, I'm gonna ask you to skip it.
Okay.
So Article 1, we just have to clarify, these are, and I figured I would just announce them for the public. I have to clarify one of these. I've gotten a resignation on a committee, but the person was willing to continue till the budget was done. And the problem, I don't think we can put him on the ballot then. So I'm just gonna clarify that. They did resign before December 31st, but then they said they'd finish the budget session. So I think we can't put them on the ballot, and that one of those may have to come off. So right now, there are 2 budget committee members for 3 years and 1 budget committee member for 2 years. One of those 2, I think it's the 2-year that will come off if we're not supposed to
So
put it
then what
on.
happens is the budget committee try to.
They'll have to
We'll solicit and
They can
appoint,
appoint.
they'll appoint later, they'll interview and appoint later
Okay.
if that's what it has
Yeah,
to
they
do.
can appoint
Okay, then they.
for 1 year.
Yeah, all right. Nothing for us to worry about.
No, I just have to confirm, Cheryl and I are working on that. So right now, open positions have been posted, 2 selectmen for 3 years, 1 moderator for 2 years, 1 town clerk tax collector for 3 years, 1 treasurer for 3 years, and 1 deputy treasurer for 3 years, 1 trustee of the trust funds for 3 years, 2 supervisors of the checklist for 6 years, 1 cemetery trustee for 3 years, 2 budget committee members for 3 years, and 3 trustees of the Minot Sleeper Library for 3 years, and then 1 Newfound School Board representative for 3 years. Article 2 is, that's gonna be on the ballot, so that's on there. See if the town will allow the operation of social districts within the town of Bristol. So all we have to do at this point, but if it passes, then we have a lot of other steps to do.
Right, what, just real quick, I thought the school ballot got
The newfound school board.
whatever the board.
We don't put them in our warrant articles. I'll show you that when I.
No,
show
on
you-
the elected
No,
position.
why is Newfound School Board representative
That
on
shouldn't be there.
ours?
All right, I'll
That's on
double
the
check
schools,
with her.
correct?
Yeah, it should, you're
It's on
right,
the school's
it
warrant.
should be in ours, so she has to advertise, I don't think she even has to advertise it, they do.
Yeah.
All right,
Right, they do.
I'll take it off. Thank you for that. I just copied and pasted, so.
Yeah, no problem.
Remove from warrant. So Article 2 is the social districts, that'll go on the ballot, but we probably should start doing some education on that. And then Article 3 through 11 are zoning. Their public hearing is next Wednesday, January 14th, but I'll show you actually, I guess I should just show you now the website too, while we're here.
What public hearing is this?
Public hearing on the zoning amendments.
Hmm?
Zoning amendments.
Oh, okay,
I gotta show you,
Because I'll be there for that.
let me get to the website, sorry. Oh, stop. I don't like not having a mouse. It died, that's why I kept freezing.
You're welcome.
All right, let's see. Oh, you don't need
Really easy
yours?
to fix.
Yeah, just take Rob's.
I was gonna say,
Just take mine.
you don't use yours?
I
I
don't
love
have- I don't have to, I do, but.
Thank you. Oh, much better.
What's that?
So, let me share this. So I set up, Kate will help me later, but I set up, Kate had actually started it, let me rephrase that. On town meeting, this is technically on your town report, your TA report, but I figured since we're talking about Warren,
Yep.
there's a button on the homepage, 2026 elections, town meeting and budget information. We've got I will cut this picture down and take that off to the school board representative. So I posted, the filing for town elections has been announced. Interested parties can sign up from January 21st through January 30th. So, and Friday, January 30th, you have till 5 o'clock to come in and sign up, so. Also, petition warrant articles are out. So I've explained what a petition warrant article is. I've told them that they have to have 25 voters. The deadline for submission is February 3rd by the end of the day. And then submissions have, one new requirement by the state changed is that they're supposed to indicate one of the registered voters as the primary or lead petitioner. If no primary or lead petitioner is identified, the primary petitioner shall be the first registered voter listed. And they're the person who would have to speak to the article at town meeting. If they can't come to town meeting, then they have to provide something in writing to the moderator designating someone else as the primary. Go ahead.
Yes, so it's a quick question, right? Because above that, we got the deadline being the end of the day on February 3rd.
Correct.
What does end of the day mean? Does the
4
end of the day mean
o'clock.
I'm sending an email in with an image?
End of
No,
work.
they can't send, they
You
have
have
to
to sign up
create
in
person.
I got it, but what I'm saying is up there, we're not necessarily representing it that way. Because if we have a time that we close and they got a representative in person, then we probably can put
By
that
4.
time instead of end of day, right? Just,
We used to stay open late, but according to what was advertised, it doesn't say that, so that's why I said that. I can clarify, Cheryl won't be back until next week,
okay.
but I can clarify with Cheryl and I'll update that. We've also done is create a blank petition. We've done this before. Stupid computer, sorry. We had done this before, the blank petition, but which gives, I think it cleans it up, makes it easier for, if somebody does have a petition warrant article that they want to do,
Yeah,
they can type in the purpose of the petition, the warrant article, and then the signatures have to be written on. But I did update primary lead petitioner instead at the bottom. So, and then they can submit these pages
Yeah.
and makes it cleaner, so.
Right.
But, whoops, gotta go back to sharing, I guess. Also on this page, we did the petition, the proposed zoning amendments. Again, their hearing is, next Wednesday, January 14th. This is really nice. This link takes you, Donna's done a lot of work on making sure that the information about the zoning amendments is here. She's created a voter's guide, which is really nice. Come on. This is voter's guide. It takes you through the articles, what the changes are, why it's being done, and each article is addressed. All the way, so she did a good job on it. And then it will not unpin for me tonight. So I have to keep stopping to get back to my screens, sorry. Yes, I know, I hate Zoom too, John.
Just, it's all good.
Donna does a nice job on
She
stuff.
does,
She
yeah.
does,
She's amazing.
yeah.
So, there's also, there is a recommendation, on murals, publicly hung paintings, that's there. All of this has been reviewed by the attorney already, and we did have to make a change before, but not on the murals, it was on something else, so we brought it up to the,
You and I can touch base on that later, because remember that meeting I covered, they talked about some
Oh,
of
that's
those.
right, yeah.
yeah.
And there were a couple of the votes I abstained, because I was like, you guys did a whole bunch of work that I'm not necessarily in the middle of. So anyways, we can certainly do that.
And then she's got to break out, for sign ordinance, the main changes on the sign ordinance is just to make it more user-friendly. There's a couple minor changes in it. And then also they're doing another section of split zoning. So this explains
Yeah.
what's being changed, which is really nice too, so. So I just figured I'd show you that page while we were talking about warrant articles. As more information becomes available, budget or town meeting, oh, there is one other thing on that page, sorry. But as more information becomes available, we will update this page as more information comes in. At the bottom of the page, so the budget committee schedule is here, but I've also posted their public hearing. It's gonna be posted in the newspaper next week. And then I might post it one more time, because this is a little early, just to remind people later. So it's posted, and then at the bottom, Newfound Area School District information. This is their upcoming deadlines and meeting dates, and those are posted there, so I will fix that school board, take it off our warrant article, and take it off our list, so. All right, going back to warrant articles. Okay, that was nice. Okay, so Article 12 is the budget number again. I have the number from the select board in there, we're good. Article 13, contingency, we're good. Article 14, we need a discussion. I reached out to 5 vendors and gotten no's from all 5. I've tried, so that you know who I've tried, I just don't know what we're gonna, I don't know if we just let it go.
But we have the current contract, we just don't like the date, right?
And we don't have a
We
date.
don't have a date, we
We
have to go
don't.
back to them still, because
They keep jerking us around. I know, I've tried a couple of places now, and I haven't heard back from them.
so I've
At this
tried,
point, I don't think we're gonna be able to get anyone.
I have J&M Displays, I have JP Pyro, I
Yeah.
have Astromag, and then I still have one out that I haven't heard back from yet. And then Pyrotechnics, so no one can do it around 4th.
Yeah.
All right,
But we could move it, but what do you wanna do?
so our current vendor that originally offered us the 4th at the amount that he then reneged on.
No, it wasn't the 4th.
No, it wasn't the 4th, it was supposed to be close to the 4th,
Right.
but he reneged on that, yes, by the time, and so.
When we got back.
When we got back, I got back to him, he just didn't probably see his email right away, and by the time he checked our email,
He had
he
booked
was
something
booked,
else.
so.
Yeah.
So, I
It's
want
such a
more,
big, it's such a big, so there's two, I have
it's a
two
big
problems.
year, yeah.
It's such a big year, for us to not have something, I think is really bad, we gotta, I feel like we gotta figure out something. However,
Great.
I'm still struggling with the current vendor, like, kinda going, well, I'm gonna keep bidding this out until whoever's gonna pay me, and I don't blame them for trying to make the most, but like, if you keep kinda going, all right, I've committed to you for this date, and then, I was kidding, like,
He-
I mean,
He
I
didn't
think we
actually,
can.
so he said this
Sorry,
date was open, but
Back is
until we
killing me,
got,
so I need to stand up from that.
until we got back to him, he didn't technically commit to that. We haven't signed a contract or anything. we had to go back to him and say, yeah, we want to try this date, but in the interim, he was booking.
How do we actually get a commitment? I mean, the thing is, it's kind of like, okay, I buy something from somebody, they give us a quote. They basically tie that up while we're, you know, hey, you've got 45 seconds to decide. Like,
Not until you-
I don't mean that he shouldn't allow, you know, shouldn't push for a quick turnaround, right? But like, there's none of that communication that then puts us at a disadvantage. Now we're sitting there going, now what do we do? You know? I don't know, this,
I think we move forward with the article. If people want to have it, we raise the funds, and we do our best to have a show, even if it's the next week, you know. I know we've talked about, it's not ideal, but we'll put that all in front of the voters, and if they want to raise the money and have something that's not on the 4th or right around the 4th, if they don't, then they don't.
Yeah.
But I think we should still have it on the warrant.
So I think I should lock him in though with the next week.
Yeah.
That way, if we're gonna have a show and it passes,
Yeah,
then we have a show.
Yeah.
but not for nothing. Okay, so now I'm gonna play the other side for a second. How do you actually lock him in before we get a vote?
You can, there's usually I call it a fiscal funding addendum, which means if you don't get the funding at town meeting, you can get out of the contract.
right.
Okay, so then.
Yeah, it's always, you have to have a
But,
non-appropriate.
all right, but then,
Non-appropriation clause is the better word.
okay, so then if that was the case, in the very beginning, our approach to this was incorrect. We should have just done that on the first, at the first hint of, I can do it on this date. Our approach should have been, okay, let's lock you in, and then I can go see if I can get the money. Because that's basically what we're saying now, right? Like, we're going, let's have a conversation with them. Before, we were going about it like, okay, we're
Well,
trying to
it's
see.
basically what we did.
Yes, we
It
had,
is, we just had
we had
to
to
decide
agree to the
how much.
higher money too.
In between meetings and there's delays.
I'm agreeing with,
I'm just tired of talking about it.
No, I'm agreeing with
Yeah.
all that. What I'm saying though is like, if you think about, if we have the ability to do a clause, and we know we have something like this where it's going to be a challenge because there's so many people clamoring for the same date, then we should,
We should have locked him in last year. And when we were done fireworks last year, we should have locked it in then. And that's what we should do every year, is lock it in the year before, pending funding, if that's what we're gonna do.
that's exactly.
Yes, so that's what we should have done.
Yeah, I mean, it got messed
I
up.
mean, listen, you know, hindsight's always 20/20, right? Like, I'm not trying to say that. All I'm saying is that that's an acceptable way to operate, to pull
Right,
this
but
off.
we just weren't.
We just have
sure
to learn
we
from
wanted
it
to
moving
commit to
forward.
that kind of money, that's all.
Okay, Article 15, I have to get the number in there, but it's the Beach Street Drainage Project. Can I just make sure your general consensus is taxation?
Yes.
And we don't want to use the 4312 budget for any portion of this, just tax, it's about I think we're at 160,
What's the
right?
4312 budget?
It's the, 4312 is the road construction budget.
Yeah, that's the
It's
thing that Victor said.
paving,
Yeah,
Yeah, let's put it on the warrant and
taxation.
people will support it.
Okay,
Yeah,
This is a must.
Yeah, well, we have to do it, but we put, didn't, I think this is the thing that Victor said.
if you put it on the warrant, it fails, you can't do it.
Correct. Can't do it,
So
right.
that was the
Yeah.
first thing, and Victor said he thought he could work this.
He can't do the two projects, we would have to not do Danforth Brook. So Danforth Brook Road is the project we're supposed to do this year,
I disagree with if people don't vote it, you can't, that doesn't mean that you can't.
not until you could do it the next year, you couldn't do it in this year. You
No,
can't-
if you put it on an article like this, that
Yeah.
specific project, and they say no,
Yeah,
You
you can't
do
find
it.
funding and do it somewhere
Oh, you
else.
can't.
You
It's
can't,
not no
yeah.
to this funding, it's no to the
Right.
project.
If it's
no,
no
that's
on
fine.
the warrant
Yeah.
article, it's no that
Yeah, the
year.
no means no law,
Yeah.
it does,
Could you go
is
back-
specific on that.
2027 and ask
Yeah.
again, yes, but you can't do anything.
Yeah, no, it's always the danger.
Right.
So, okay. We'll
So
get
what do
that.
we decide?
Put it on the warrant, people,
That's fine.
yeah, in my opinion.
I don't know.
I mean, I don't, on the one hand, you
I'm
know,
one.
it's tempting to say, well, if we can find it out of the budget, let's do that. On the other hand, you're shortchanging another project, and, it's not a transparent way of going about it.
Yeah, I mean, we could just add to the budget. We could put in projects.
And we should have done that.
We
but
should
we're-
just
we're
up
past
that line.
So you could, we could,
Can we
so
revisit
the budget committee has said that January 20th, if there's any departments that need something revisited, or if they want to revisit, that's when they're gonna do it. So could we go back, we could go back and ask the budget committee to put the money into the budget, but,
But then it throws off the budget.
right,
I also think this is not,
It's a capital.
Increase.
yeah, this is not maintenance,
right.
right? This is not,
But we have a
Yeah,
project,
it's normal.
I guess where I keep having a heartburn with this is more like, we have a project line, we've got other projects defined. Right, like we sort of need to pick an operating model, because we're trying to play both ends against the middle by having both.
It's a big project versus small project.
Okay, so then what's the dollar amount that makes one list versus the other?
So the project line is defined normally, the recommendations of the, which is going forward, it'll be the recommendations of the road committee, that, whatever we're calling them, established.
yeah.
And what projects we need to get accomplished, and there will be a plan, is what we're moving to, that will say, this is what we want to do over the next
Yeah.
5 to 10 years, you know?
I think it comes down to normal expenses
Yeah,
that you encumber in
Yeah.
that you operate a budget for.
Yeah,
Road repaving, ditching,
Yep.
those are normal things that you're doing all the time. This is a project that, yes, you're upgrading or repairing the existing situation, but you're doing it because of a failure, right? And so it's
Okay.
a pretty big, it's a pretty big
It's bigger
ask,
and it's
outside
special.
of the normal and everyday
yeah, okay.
expenses.
So, one, I forgot to ask, so far, are you good with the order that these are in?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah,
So I did put the Beach Street up a little higher, I figured that would be, and then the next one was, this is that long one about just being able to do Jeff's money, the $30,000 loan with DES.
yeah.
The fire department, I just wanna get general consensus again tonight. We're going to change the revolving fund, and change it to be, instead of $60,000 from the revenues, 500,000. Because I know we were kinda a little iffy on it at the last meeting, so I just wanna make sure that's what we're doing.
I mean, it's this, or we,
And the wording's not in there
Well,
yet.
there's three choices.
it's this, or we change it to, we're purchasing a fire truck, and, you know, we gotta give 100 extra.
Or we don't need a fire truck.
So-
Like, it's three choice, right? Like,
Right.
we're saying we don't need the fire trucks, which.
Do nothing. Right.
So to explain,
And so it's not a loss of revenue, it's just a reallocation to try to cover ourselves.
let me explain
I
it
know I
to you
missed some
here.
stuff, but what did I miss there?
So,
$500,000.
The proposal is, so right now we have the ambulance revolving fund, and the
Right.
proposal is to change the ambulance revolving fund to be heavy-duty equipment, I guess you'd call it,
General fund.
vehicle
We already
replacement.
have one of those.
That would be more, the thought is to leave that fire equipment fund, but that would be more for like,
A compressor.
Compressor.
You know,
the
hose.
breathing apparatuses that have to be
Scuba is
replaced.
coming up,
Those,
yeah.
make it small equipment, but to change the ambulance reserve, because it is already a revolving fund, and 60,000 of revenue goes into that fund already. And to up the revenue to be up to 500,000 goes into that revolving fund. And so you can buy a truck with the revolving fund and not a warrant article.
So the bottom line becomes is the ambulatory services are funding our ability to
It's,
replace
So-
the
Yeah.
equipment.
The main discussion hinged around, Don, was we're 4 years out from the replacement date for
Right.
engine 2,
Yep.
right? It's a 3 to 4 year build,
and you have to sign it now.
and we're not gonna have anywhere near enough money to buy it
Right.
without a significant bond.
So significant bond and interest, or you are gonna up the rate significantly from a savings
So
perspective.
you're paying for it one way or another, because you're taking the revenues that are offsetting
Right, yeah, no, I
taxes.
understand that.
Yeah, we're gonna rename that. I just have to get the word and put in there.
There was something like around mobile, or mobile equipment.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever you want to call it. The bottom line is, we actually, luckily for us, we actually have a way to fund it without having to go after.
It'd be fire truck and, it'd be fire and ambulance.
Yeah, I get it, it's, you know, basically it's a vehicle.
Right.
Yes.
Me.
But I'm trying to figure out you're stuffing more money into one pocket rather than the other.
Agreed.
It's an allocation.
You still, no matter, we're gonna have to spend this much money here.
On a truck.
We're gonna have to save it,
Right, but
one way
you
or
wouldn't-
another. So
you
if we
wouldn't have
save
to
it here, or
bond.
if we save it here, we still have to save it.
Correct.
But you
So I'm
wouldn't,
not sure,
you wouldn't
I'm
have to
just not
bond
sure
it.
about this.
That's
Well, this isn't stopping you from bonding it.
Yeah, it just, it would
No,
pay
this
off.
is- this
We wouldn't have to bond, the way it's set up now, we wouldn't have to bond it, we just have to throw more money in. You don't have to change up the funds to throw more money into them. You just throw more money into the ones you
I
have.
don't know if you can
It's
just,
like taking another savings account and throwing, instead of throwing $3,000 into your savings account, have two savings accounts, throw 1,500 into either of them, it's the same thing.
so there's two different things. You can't take your revenue then, you can't say up to 500,000 of your ambulance revenue and put it into the, you can only put it
So
in
it
your.
goes into the
revolving
general
fund.
fund and it comes out.
Well, you
If
would
I pee
have
in this
to-
side of the pool, everybody's on the same tree.
Thanks
So
for that
you would have
analogy.
to do a warrant article to put it into your capital reserve then. So you.
Right, yeah, put
Right,
it into the put
Right.
that much more into the capital reserve,
right.
which is what we had figured out on doing, I thought. Back when we talked about this with the
The-
CIP, we
the
figured
discussion-
out these are the kind of numbers that we need
The
to start
discussion,
putting in.
I did get you 100%, and I'm not arguing one way or the other, I'm just saying the discussion we had was saying that what we're currently putting into it, we won't have enough to not borrow money.
Well, then we should put more in.
Well, so that was, so instead of turning around and saying to everybody, we need to raise more to put away money, we have this revenue coming in, so the chief was basically going, okay, I can look at it this way and be able to properly save for the equipment. I mean, the bottom line is, you got $3 million in trucks over the next 5 years.
Okay, the fire department budget,
Yep,
right, has revenues coming in,
correct.
and it has taxes coming in.
Okay.
So if we take these revenues and put them into a savings account,
Yep.
then we have to put more taxes into the fire department.
Yep, yep.
Or we can take more taxes and just put them into the account.
Yep.
I think
It's left pocket, right pocket, but doesn't it allow for the fire department to properly manage the assets? Right, because right
No, it
now,
doesn't.
we're not saving enough.
It's set up now, we just have to save enough. You know?
So your options are tonight then, you either change the revolving fund and use your revenue, or you change your capital reserve amount to 500,000 in fire equipment. Is that what you're saying, John?
I'm saying,
Leave the ambulance revenue alone, 60,000 goes in there now.
we need to put more in than 60,000. I thought the whole thing we were gonna do was change the amount that we were putting into the ambulance, because the ambulances are costing more.
We talked about that, but they didn't, at last meeting, they didn't agree to that. So,
No.
but I just need to know where you guys want to go.
If you wanna do it this way, fine,
I'm okay with going back.
The discussion we had,
I'm trying to think down the road what kind of pitfalls you're gonna end up with.
yeah,
With
so,
all this.
so this is
You
my,
know?
my thought. I think, you know, the discussion we had with the other 4 board members, we leaned toward this way, it made sense to us.
All right, so
Feel free to vote.
convince me why.
No, I know,
No, convince me why it makes sense.
I'm not gonna do that. What I'm gonna
Okay,
say
no.
is,
Oh, I know, I can always vote against it.
feel free to
It's no
vote
big deal.
against it.
Yeah, that's fine.
Talk as a person at town meeting, make an amendment to change the,
Yeah.
you know.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Yeah, no
you know,
problem.
there's,
But
yeah.
All right, somewhere along the line, you guys have to tell me why this is a good idea.
I think there,
All right.
I wish you
Remember-
would, I wish you would meet with Ben on
I'll go talk to him and see.
Well,
yeah.
I can bring Ben, I can
No,
work it
no,
like
I gotta
it is
go
and
talk.
bring Ben to
I'll
your
just
next
sit and talk.
meeting. Okay,
Ben and I can talk.
so for now, I'll word it
Yeah, go ahead and put it in.
to change
That's
the
fine.
revolving fund.
Yeah.
And, I just have to clarify if it can say up to 500,000. Because if it can't say up to 500,000, I'm not sure,
I don't think you can,
I don't think you can.
well, yeah. See,
We-
and that might be a tough one to get across to the voters. I'm just playing devil's
Right.
advocate on this whole thing now. Because this, you're sort of setting it up the same way the school has their building maintenance fund. So in that respect, maybe it is, maybe you can do this. Because with them, they have up to whatever they set.
Hmm.
Because they were doing it up to 150,000, and I argued the one year that you're
Yeah.
crazy, and I, at the deliberative session, I got it changed to 350. And what it is they, at the end of the year, they take, their surplus and they can put up to that
Certain
amount into
amount.
there.
Yeah,
So that, and that's a vote by the school board. So I'm not sure how the mechanics of this would work. The town, this board would have to vote how much to put in,
yeah,
but when do they do that?
right.
See, it's very specific with the school board because they can only carry a certain percentage
think we can
of
do this.
fund balance. So they, at the end of the year, their surplus, they take whatever they have for a fund balance, and then the money above that is where they distribute or they offset
What did you
taxes.
just say?
I don't think we can do this then, partly because I think I think we can change the intent of the revolving fund. And I think you can put an amount, or you can say, like we did with the transfer station revolving fund, we changed the intent. And we made it specific that aluminum and cardboard recycling went into that fund.
Right.
I think you have to pick a number.
Yeah, on this, I don't know that, I mean, maybe it's okay to have a limit, that the town says, okay, the select board is allowed to put up to this, and they can choose how much. But I'm wondering,
I'll
it's
clarify and
usually
email
more
you
rigid.
tomorrow.
It is usually more rigid, so you should look into it.
Because right now, it just says the first $60,000 of revenue goes into the ambulance revolving.
So we don't have to
Right, and we
finalize
should change
all
that
of
to
this.
80.
No, not, I just have to have a draft
Yep.
to the budget committee on the 20th. But you'll vote on it on the 22nd.
Yep.
So your argument basically is the money comes in from revenues.
Mhm.
It goes into the general fund. Today, 60,000 gets set aside towards the ambulance.
Right.
And under that scenario, we, the select board, vote then to move 440,000 every year out of the general fund into that from a savings perspective. Is that
No.
what you're saying?
No,
No,
we
we wouldn't
can't,
have the
No.
authority to do that.
we don't have the authority to move things into, the only way you can put money in
It comes from
reserves
revenue.
is,
Yeah.
is through a warrant article.
Correct, okay, all right.
We're allowed to take out.
Yeah, no,
We're agents to expense, so we can take out.
Yeah,
But no, you have to specify, and the town legislature votes
100%, okay, all right.
on what goes in. And that's why I'm thinking that you may not be able to do a variable one like this.
Right, I don't think, because remember, we couldn't
Because
do
I
a
think,
percent.
because I think Ben was
Transfer
trying to.
station revolving fund, we couldn't do a percent, remember?
Right.
So I don't know the up to, I don't think will work. You'll have to pick a number.
Yep.
And the reason we thought up to, because what if we don't have $500,000 in revenue, so you might want to pick a 450, because we should have that, but I don't know. I
'Cause
guess
one of the
that's a
things that
question.
Ben-
Let me talk to Michelle at DRA and just say, what are my options? And I'll email you all, but.
One of the things that Ben was asserting, and I really appreciate that he went through this to this length. was
Oh,
more like,
Ben's great at stuff like this.
oh yeah, but like he laid out, okay, we have all of this equipment and there's no way that we're saving enough to replace it in the replacement cycles. Right, so that basically means if we're not saving enough in the replacement cycles, we either gotta decide, do we want that service, yes or no? Like, it doesn't really matter, like, it's fire, you pick anything. We're either saving enough, or we're going to either borrow and then pay more because we're paying interest, or we are hitting people with you know, a much larger expense. In the case of the fire trucks, it's significant because it's $3 million in a very short amount of time between the ladder truck and engine 2. So he was being, I think, responsive to the, okay, this is how I know I normally have revenues coming in. So I can appreciate sort of what you're saying around, okay, well, you can't have that.
If
up
you take your revenues and do something else with, that means you're appropriating more taxes for
Yeah.
all the
Yeah.
things that you used to spend that money on.
You are, yep.
You
If
still-
you don't have those revenues to offset your
It's
taxes anymore.
one big swimming pool.
Yep.
Where the
Um,
water
Yeah, well, I guess
where the
I-
water comes from, doesn't matter, it's still one big swimming pool.
So,
And you're
this-
peeing in it. We heard
If
you earlier.
if you turn one spigot down, the other one has to turn.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, no question about it.
So RSA 3195 says a revolving fund, well, that was bad.
It was close.
A revolving fund can receive all or any part of the revenues from related services. So this is what it's saying. They believe it's perfectly lawful to say up to $500,000. I would rather still run it, if so by DRA.
Okay,
And
so
if
That's
this,
true, since it is a revolving fund. you
Yeah,
can do it that
and
way.
it said, the wording that they just gave me for an example says, up to $500,000 of revenues from that service with expenditures capped at, well, I don't like that word, never mind, that, you didn't say that.
But they do have an up to.
But they
That's
do
true.
say up to, so I'll
Okay.
double check with,
Yeah, you
Michelle
run it by,
Blackstone.
you talk to the
Okay.
chief.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I sort of get the idea behind it. I need to think about it.
Just trying to be, I think, for me, it was trying to be a little more transparent about it.
oh, okay, I will fix that, get back to you. Your revolving funds, or your reserve funds, accrued wages are left at 25,000, we do have, a substantial retiree. We're gonna be taking out roughly 21,000, at your next meeting. We'll be asking them for the people who left for 2025. But we do have a pretty substantial retirement person coming up again. So I can lower that a little, because there is still, a good amount in there, but what do you want to do?
For the accrued rate.
I wouldn't want to do less, what do we have, 25?
We have 25, and so we'll be taking the 21 that you see, so it'll be down to about 100. And then,
Could we take that to 15?
I think so for 1 year, I don't see why we couldn't, it's up
Yeah.
to you. Yep.
I mean, it's basically
Yeah.
look at the liabilities that we have. Just make sure we have enough for the liabilities.
Yeah, I think the only one big liability that I'm aware of is,
Right.
yeah.
Yep.
So accrued wages, 15. Assessment reval does have, that's 45, that pays, that's over the next 5 years. That number may have to change next year, depending on what happens with the utility when we go out to utility RFP, because that doesn't include that.
Yeah.
The fire equipment, Ben is putting this to 50,000.
Because of the other change?
Because of the
Because the
other
other
change.
change.
What was it before that?
180.
Okay.
Highway equipment, 180. That's straight from CAP, but I just
That's
want to
good.
make sure, okay.
That's fine.
Police vehicle, so it was 70, I don't remember now, 77, I think. Chris
Yeah.
asked me to put it to 80. He said that vehicles are definitely costing more, so I put it to 80, but I'll leave that up to you. Okay. And then the last one, I think I need to put more than 10.
I was just gonna say, we need.
Because we're paying for the library maintenance, but
Yeah.
also depending on, that building up there needs to be painted
Yes.
too, so where would you like, right now,
What
when
do you
I go
think we're gonna
find
be
it,
spending?
let me tell you roughly where we're at.
We got quotes for painting
Yeah,
for
but
the library.
No, we have to go back out for quotes. We did get quotes for painting for that building, but we couldn't do it, we didn't know what we were doing, so, let me get
Okay.
the balance, sorry.
apparently I'm 90.
Oh,
Still?
Yeah. Full revolt. I'll be back here for a little while.
I'm I'm getting you the numbers so you know what's in the account. I have more money coming out of it because we are fixing the, above the doorways. He's supposed to be coming out,
Yeah,
depending on what the ERV costs are, if we can do something for upstairs
Right.
air. And then we have the transfer station changes and the library that we've agreed. So we pulled, you weren't here for that. We pulled the library warrant articles off and we're paying for, out of the capital reserve because we are required to maintain,
Yeah, it's our building.
yeah,
It's
so.
town's building.
So we're gonna do the painting out of the capital reserve
and a little more due diligence
on
on
the
the
other one,
estimates.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, I probably should go to 20 on that, would be mine.
What has it been in the past?
It's been, it was
No.
50 when we moved the PD here and
Yeah.
had to move them back. I think we've been 30 and 40 roughly, but we dropped it back
For the
down.
balance of that.
I'm
We
trying to
usually
get
keep
there,
about
sorry,
50.
let me stop sharing for
Yeah.
a second.
The intent was to keep 50 in it and estimate what we're gonna be spending and,
Okay, there it is.
Yeah, so
I
have
can
a
see.
50K buffer, just in case.
yeah.
So,
Yeah.
this is
For
my
this one, so-
estimate, because we haven't gotten the numbers from,
Roof was off.
I really
Yeah.
hate this
Yeah.
computer tonight. There we go. I
You're
keep
moving
an
on, the game
estimate.
started.
I know, I'm hurrying. So I don't have all the numbers in, so, we have to pay for the furnace for the library because they had that problem, that, I haven't got that number from them yet. It's right now, without the full transfer station estimates and without the library estimate, it is at 50. It's going to drop though probably to 30, because it's 15,000 for the painting, and then I don't know how much else, so.
Yeah,
So
I'd
25.
rather see it at 20 or, you know, we took 15 from the other one, maybe we put that back in.
Oh,
Uh,
maybe 25 instead
Make it
of 10.
25.
Make it 25.
What's, the
okay.
painting's gonna be about 25 itself, right?
15,000 it was for the,
15.
we're only doing half the building first,
Okay.
so. But that's their painting, we may have to hold off a little longer on that one, but,
All right,
so, 25?
25.
Okay, good. These are all set 19, 21, well, I'll fix the numbers, 19, 21, 22, 23, 24, those are all the exemption changes. And then I put the C-Pacer at the end.
Yep.
Okay. I think that's it. So I'll get this, I'll get your answers, I'll get this updated, and then you'll vote at your next meeting. Okay?
Okay. You said you're gonna skip the revenues?
Yes,
Yes.
please.
Okay.
I'll have those ready for you to vote at your next meeting. I just,
Quickly go
whenever,
through your report then?
yep, I'm gonna open my page, sorry. Too many things open. Okay. So if you look at the info only file, I don't know if you have any questions about that. There's an abutters notice, 2 abutters notices about projects that abut our properties. Green Acres, there's an update, the property sold. Yep. Constellation gave us an update of Eversource rates that were posted as of December 16th. We wanted you to be aware of the concern, there's an email about concerns we're getting on boat slip valuations.
That made me laugh.
And then Hall Road had a sale, 149 acres just sold, we don't know.
There's
Actually, I know
2
the
sales.
owner.
Yeah,
Because they asked me, they looked up and they gave me the name, it's under an LLC, and then they found it, and it is someone who used to live in Bristol or own in Bristol before.
it's the same people who bought the Wickham Farm property.
Oh, okay,
Oh.
that's why the name's familiar.
Yeah, and there's also another sale up there of 40-some odd acres, the parcel that below Roby and above. It's the piece that the snowmobile trail goes through.
Okay, And then the last thing in that folder for you is the land use did their year numbers, 2025 numbers are in there for you.
Oh, yeah, because I was gonna ask you about that, because on info number 7, it says the land use numbers, so it just go, I gotta go to different.
You're gonna go to the TA report folder, info only,
Yeah,
and it's there for
yeah,
you.
okay.
Yep. I'm gonna skip on to next, because football, no I'm kidding. Discussion items. So we've already touched base on one of them, but I just wanna, we're gonna continue to do employee appreciation. But I did change up my wording. So congratulations on another year with the town of Bristol. We're grateful for your continued dedication, positive attitude, and the quality of work you bring to the town each day. So assessing land use, we have Michael Lacasse, 3 years. Executive department, we have Christina Goodwin, 18 years. Fire department, Ryan Dillon, 22 years. And Ryan was 22 years called, now he's a full-time firefighter.
Yep.
Noel Normandin, 5 years. And then Minot Sleeper Library, Fiona Barker is 2 years. Police department, Kirsten Marsh is 7 years. Town clerk tax collector's office, Dottie Luce just celebrated a year with us. And then transfer station, Arthur Bory is 19 years. This is his second round now, because he worked at the water sewer department and then took time left. So 19 years with the transfer station, and Bill Corliss is 2 years with the transfer station. So thank you very much. I forgot to point out the last meeting, Kate's still doing the Meet Your Department Head. In that TA report, there's a link to take you to it if you want to look at it, but the one that was just in the December 19th buzz was Chief Benjamin LaRoche. So there's an article and a picture in there of him. Holiday party, just reminding you all, January 23rd, it's at the Homestead. Arrival is at noon. We are doing recognition for 5, 10, 15 plus year employees. And I need you to sign.
Friday the 23rd.
Friday the 20th, I thought I sent invitation, but, so, I'm not gonna say them out loud, but these are the ones I need you to sign.
What time?
Arrival by noon. The menu's in the folder, if you wanted to look at that. The other thing I figured I'd have you look at real quickly. We did, and also tell me what you wanna do. So in the discussion folder, under TA number 3, there's a prize voucher. It says pretty.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, okay.
So.
Pretty
some of-
subjective.
It's not very pretty, it's
Yeah.
pretty plain. So after the last vouchers that we gave out, there was concerns about full-time versus permanent part-time versus someone who doesn't have permanent part-time and they're seasonal, whether they should get the 8 hours of time and how it would be applied. So I thought that makes sense and I could take that into consideration. So I met with the department heads this week and we went over this and they actually came up with I thought was a really good idea. But, so the voucher, the rules for the voucher are full-time employees get the 8 hours paid time off. If you're permanent part-time, you would get a prorated paid time off calculated according, it's kind of like their holiday and what they get now. It would be calculated that way. And then if you're seasonal, because we want them to participate, so seasonal, per diem, on-call, you would get a prize voucher for, we would buy a ham or a turkey for them, if you agree to that. And then we put the rules on here, but this is more for us on the bottom, so we can make sure we're crossing our T's and getting everything entered like we should. So if you're good with that, that would be, and how many? Okay. Normally we give out, we started with 1, we upped it to 2, we upped it to 3.
2 for each category?
No, we just gave out 3, so if, last time, I would say I would still give out 3 paid time off, and if somebody gets a voucher
Yeah, that's,
we would still give out 3 of this and give them a voucher.
yeah,
But you 3,
I think so.
okay.
Sure.
Alright. That answers that. Let me make sure there was nothing else. And I need to know who's going, because we have to RSVP a number.
I will be there.
I'll try and make it, yeah.
Yeah, me too.
I figure
I gotta go.
I'll wait till he comes back, ask him. We also would like, it got brought up, at the department head meeting, we're doing the 5, 10, 15 year, and I'm gonna do a little extra thing, because we're switching our cyber hoop, and so we won't be doing owls anymore, so we're gonna award the top owl, because we're gonna be switching to a new program.
Yeah.
We thought it would be neat to award the top owl, so we're gonna do that. And then,
What kind of owl?
I am number 9 on the list, and I am a something Talon. And then, I don't know if you have anything else that you wanna do. We've got 15 giveaway items right now. I've challenged each department head to bring in something, a gift card somewhere, or a gift to put on, because I think the more we have to give out, people like that. So I will challenge the board, you already brought stuff in, but I'll challenge the board if anybody has anything they think they would donate,
I'll come
or
up with
take
a couple
it, so.
things. Yeah.
All right, so I'll put 5 down for the select board. Oh, and one of the other neat ideas, which I won't get into a lot, was to do a thank you to the owner.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
and we usually do say something, but, so we're gonna do a large card and
Yep.
have everybody sign it. So,
Yep.
okay. Let me get. I'm hurrying, Dawn, I'm trying.
A technical good for one free abatement.
No. You can, sign up for the C-Pacer.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. This is something new I started to do this year. Sometimes we don't remember to welcome all the new hires or announce all the new
Yeah.
hires at select board meeting. So I did post it already on the town website. Let me shift this out of the way. I just said, in 2025, the town of Bristol has strengthened its workforce by welcoming several talented individuals into key roles across departments. These new hires bring fresh energy, expertise, and dedication to serving the Bristol community. Each team member plays an important part in delivering high-quality services to residents and visitors. We are excited about the skills and perspectives they bring and look forward to the positive impact they will have on Bristol's continued growth and success. Please welcome to the team. I'm not gonna go over the list, but if you'd like to take a look at it, we've got
Oh, wow.
beaches, executive department, fire department had quite a bit of change there, and then highway department, and this is for the whole year of 2025. So every year.
25, okay,
Yes.
not 26.
No, every year, in January, if I'm here, I'll post
Yeah.
the year before who joined the team. So, the library, the town clerk, tax collector's office, the transfer station, the water sewer department, so.
Okay.
Do you have a question about it?
Well, I guess the only thing I was thinking, what came to mind was, we have the department heads in periodically for different things. Do we make sure that as we do that, like at budget season, whatever, we make sure that they read off sort of where their new hires? Like we make it part of their cadence, so we make sure that way it always gets done.
Yep.
And it's from their perspective, because they know who's in their department and those pieces.
Well, we do too, because we have to track everybody and their hire dates. But yes, I think that we could do that with department heads. I still think posting it the year and just telling people.
Yeah, I'm not saying don't do that, but the point that you made was, it doesn't often get brought up at the select board meetings,
Yes.
right? So what I'm saying is we ask the department heads to kind of think about that when they come in and go, hey, I've got a new hire, I just want to make sure everybody's on the same page.
Yep.
That's all.
I think it's a good idea. We can ask them to start doing that.
Yep.
Town report. We have to pick a color.
Salmon.
So these-
Salmon.
So
I like it.
I gave, these are your colors. The only color on that list that we've never picked is pink.
Okay.
So these are the ones, we don't know for sure the green, so we just brought both. I don't think it's the dark, I think it's the light.
Yeah.
So, when
What
you,
did we do last year? Yellow, right?
we did that, like this, but it was a different, we did the
Spiral.
spiral, but it was like this yellow.
Yeah.
So, your choice, I just wanna make sure that
Can you model each one?
I'm not modeling each one.
Right.
Those are the only choices.
Do they,
Well, yeah, when we asked her, the only choices she gave was.
Salmon.
I like it.
okay.
It's-
Salmon,
It's a
salmon.
hill, it's a hill I'm gonna die on.
The
So,
salmon.
Yeah, listen, I don't pick colors of both because I always pick the
blue,
wrong ones.
canaries, pink, salmon, or green.
I'm
That's
gonna walk if we don't go
Wait
with
a minute,
salmon.
where's salmon? Where's the pink?
it. We've never had pink. So pink is the only color we've never had on that list, but these are the ones
Let's
we've
have
had, so I can show you. So salmon.
Salmon it is.
Salmon it is, got it.
You know, Liz has to correct me all the time. I'm like, isn't that like a half-baked orange? No, it's salmon.
Also, in your folders is the executive summary, a dedication I'll send out to you to look at. But I don't know if you can do a quick perusal and make sure if you're good with this, you want anything added,
I
take it
read it,
out.
I thought it was very good.
So, knock on wood, I think I've covered, we keep a ticker in my select board folder all year long.
Yeah.
And one thing I did this year was take that handwritten one, scan it, put it into Copilot and said, here, put this in order for me. It did, and then all I had to do was go back in and fix a few things. I added some things that were missing,
Yeah.
we'll have your dedication will be done, hopefully by the end of this weekend, and then I'll have that out to you to take a look at, because I gotta get that in too.
Okay.
We have no, I just wanted to touch base again, there's no in memorial page, but I can't remember special recognition. I think we didn't have anything that we wanted to add for special recognition this year.
I don't believe.
I didn't have anything on my list, but
Wow, yeah. No memorial.
don't you, that was
Yeah,
all
no,
actually
let's
that'll be next
not-
year. No, I'm kidding.
But maybe, you know, is that an opportunity, since we don't have that, is that an opportunity for us? You know, we've done a lot of things where we talk about the employee recognition here and that, right, like, does that give us an opportunity to do something from the board to everybody?
I did recognize the winners.
What about the significant retiree
Oh, that's a good idea.
for special
Okay.
recognition?
Yep.
Oh, there you go.
Because it's gonna, honestly, I think it will be this year.
Yeah.
Just because.
Yeah, but we're not gonna recognize it this year.
The one that happened
Recognize it
last year. The one that happened last year.
Oh, yes, so but we didn't do it for the year before, a significant one though.
All right, but we had other stuff to do.
But the other one didn't live in town either. The one last year does. See what?
Okay.
Take this offline.
I get,
Yeah, especially when we're
yes,
talking,
okay.
especially
So-
when we're being cryptic, because we don't
You're
want
good
to.
at the executive summary though?
Yes.
Yes.
Nothing I'm missing? Okay, good. I did like the touch of the Charlie Brown Christmas tree. Let me go back to the TA report. Encumbrances. So we got the container back earlier, and we paid it out of the budget. So I prepared we don't want to encumber the money anymore, so I
Yeah.
prepared an amendment, and I just need you to vote on that amendment. So we won't encumber the 3,100 we originally planned on.
You just need a bottom line
You,
amended.
I would just say the bottom line amended, because you already said everything. You can say what you're taking out, how's that?
Alright. Alright, we already approved this?
Yes.
We approved
Alright.
this, yeah,
So I'm gonna make a motion to amend the 2025 encumbrances, removing the not in container line. In total, from 165,870 40 cents to a bottom new total of $162,770.40.
I'll second that.
But again, you're removing the 3,100
I said removing the line. I didn't get
Oh,
the
yeah,
total.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, motion by Scott, second by Sean. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Pass 4-0-0.
The next one is the media manager contract.
Make a motion to approve.
Do you want to know what I changed real quick?
Yes.
We can discuss, is there a second?
Okay.
Is there a
Second, I'll second.
So Sean motion.
Sean motion, Scott second. Now we can discuss.
Okay,
We'll do it by the standard rules for change.
real quick, what we changed, we just updated the dates, I did run it by Kate. Will let you know, we ran into a 27th pay period this year. We didn't budget, so you are going to see some, lines, that when we started this year, we were advised that this pay period wouldn't be until next year. But because January 1st was our pay period date, they moved it to December 31st.
Yeah.
And all of the
Yeah.
dates were in 2025 anyway. It was something that should have been caught during budget season, but we strongly believed we weren't going to be booking it until 2026. So you will see some lines going over.
Stay on
We're
the feet,
keeping
stay on
a
the feet,
really
yeah.
hard look on the budget. At most, if there's anything that's too close or somebody's going to go over too much, we'll be back to you on the 22nd to talk about, we might have to move something to cover something. But what came up with Cade's is Cade also had a 27th pay period. And the way the contract is written, and I talked to Rob, just so you know, I didn't make this decision by myself, but the way the contract was written, it doesn't, all of your salary and Cade wouldn't have been paid for 4 weeks, because you wouldn't have paid them the 27th pay period. So I talked to Rob, and Rob agreed that
2 weeks.
well, no, technically by the time you got paid, it would be 4 weeks, because you have 2 weeks you wouldn't
2
get
weeks to
paid,
wait.
and then 2 weeks you have to wait to get paid.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So Rob, I felt that wasn't fair to do that, and Rob felt the same way. So we did pay salary, their regular pay, and we paid Cade. So I changed his contract to, for 2 things. I changed it to say, what his current rate is the 6 bi-weekly payments from January through March. We put him on April would be the increase along with every other employee, because you did approve the 4%. And so the new rate says updated bi-weekly payments from April through the end of December. So it doesn't lock, it doesn't lock if there's a 27th pay period again in the future that we're not going to pay Cade, so.
And for the record, this is offset by the,
Not fully.
not fully, no, I said, yeah, partially offset, significantly offset
Yes.
by the franchise fee that we get from MetroCast,
So
or
that's all
whatever
we
they
took.
are now.
We don't, I've gotten some answers I want to talk to you about,
Okay.
because we do have to renew the fran.
Yeah.
So we have to renew the franchise agreement. When I reached out to them, I asked them if there was, to extend it through the end of January, because we just haven't been able to get it before you. And they said, well, the way public utilities works it, your current franchise agreement stays in place until a new one is adopted,
Right.
or you discontinue it. So I asked some questions about it, I have some legal questions, and John asked some questions. I've gotten some answers from John's questions, so we'll be bringing it back to you.
Okay.
My question is really around infrastructure improvements and how they were looking at the services in town, right? Like, because when you look at the actual infrastructure, there's parts of it that are significantly old.
And the franchise fee is dropping, obviously, because it is based upon,
Because it's not worth as much.
Well, yeah, 'cause it's worth
well,
on cable
because it's
services,
based
right?
upon user
Right.
services.
And it's not internet services, it's based on TV.
Yes.
Well, that's,
But going on,
Let's
Point of
not get
order.
lost in.
Point of order.
That's,
kind of, point of order.
Okay, there's a motion on table, we've discussed.
All right, we're done discussing it.
Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions?
Thank you
Pass
all.
it.
We go to public?
Thank you. Happy to be
Hey, thanks for working a couple weeks for free. It's nice of you.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. That's it for the GA report then?
I believe so.
All right. Scott, select board items.
None,
okay, John.
Real quick, budget committee met, right before the end of the year. We had our final workup meeting. There was a meeting scheduled for next week, which was canceled because it was not needed. It was kind of a, in case of emergency. The last week, we met with the highway, water and sewer.
Solid waste.
Solid waste,
Yeah.
the other big three down there. So, I guess the biggest thing that we raised was the salt line. Just with the weather we're seeing and forecasting and the need for it. And it was raised to
I can tell you, sorry.
what the department,
Well, yeah.
no,
we-
it was what was requested, just over. I mean, maybe slightly over what was requested.
Yeah.
Like, but
I think, so.
we had reduced it.
So part of what happened was that some of the money, when we do budget transfers, so we transfer the money to cover another line, and then now that original line starts at a smaller number, and it looks like you're going up a lot more.
Right.
But in reality, I don't know the numbers off the top of my head, but say it was $50,000, and we transferred money out, and it was now $45,000. For you to put it back even to the 50, it's level funding it, but it's
Looks
telling
like
you you're going up. And I think that's probably why the board ended up cutting too, because it looked like it was going up.
Yeah, 10% increase.
Yeah, so we put it back to the it's not back to the original amount. No, it's the same, it's the amount that the department had asked for, because he didn't put it back to the original, but we cut it a little bit more,
Yeah.
so the budget committee put it back to the department head amount, so,
Right.
yeah.
Okay. And that was pretty much it. Everything else went, right? There was no other meeting.
I was gonna say, did they add anything else?
I don't think so. It went by pretty quick.
What do you mean add? Their job is to cut.
They actually added a
What-
few.
what's
They
this?
added-
Yeah.
They haven't cut, I'm gonna shut up.
I'm kidding.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
That's,
They used to
I
think
don't think I
that-
had anything else.
No, but they are going to reconsider the PEMI budget. We are getting a number from Mike Figdally, so Buzz is gonna ask them to add money for because all we did was put enough in for if there was memberships or some
Yeah,
minor money.
Some engineering.
Some engineering
payments,
costs, yeah, so he's gonna go back to ask them that. They've also extended an offer to, Paul Reagan asked me to talk to the department heads and extended an offer if any of them needed anything to be discussed again, that I've asked them to let me know by next Thursday, so that we can put it on the agenda, so. Is that it?
That is, Scott.
That was it, yeah, I don't,
John?
So, economic development, I met with a company today that
Just close it and leave it on your desk.
basically had opened a business in Baltimore. And they're doing a lot of stuff with Lakes Region Chamber of Commerce. It caused a lot of good conversation today around what does it mean for us to be part of a Chamber of Commerce and some of our history. In that process, I was talking to one of the folks that's on the Economic Development Committee now, and his basic comment was, would we be better served doing a group focused on tourism and some media stuff, right? So it's just something we gotta consider, mainly because we haven't really kicked off the EDC again, and that was sort of like, it was sort of the basic piece of feedback, like how, what do we really want them to do?
there is already a tourism association, Lakes Region Tourism.
association, so that might be a better suited number.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just, all I'm saying is,
Yeah,
it was sort of like, how do we, because when you think about it from an EDC perspective, I think we're trying to get some stuff done around what's our business environment look like. I'm not sure where we're at, I think, at the moment around making sure we get that back on its feet. So anyways, we're still pushing along.
Okay,
I think
get
there's some
back
good
to it.
conversations. But
I haven't been able to get back to it, but I will try really hard to bring you back documents that you're at the 22nd meeting. But John, can I ask a quick question?
Yeah.
So there is an Economic Development Committee report usually. I don't think that there really should be one because we haven't been able to give them anything to do.
I know.
But I'm thinking if we make a final decision, we could put, this is what we're doing.
Yeah.
And if anybody's interested, kind of like an advertisement in the town report too.
Yeah,
So-
I mean, that would actually probably be a good thing. The other thing I
So
wanted
name
to.
change and thank them all, that's right, thank them all and name change, so, yeah.
The other piece is I also just wanted to say thank you to everybody that's been working on all of the various activities related to the master plan stuff, right? I mean, clearly, Conservation Commission, Sean, I know you'll be able to speak to it, like, there's a lot of good stuff, and it's just a good, I think it's a good way to help people understand what are we trying to do, you know? Which is sort of the problem I've got right now with EDC. It's like, okay, how are we really trying to approach it? But anyways, we're getting there. There you go. That's it for me.
Cool. Couple quick things, as mentioned, just met Conservation Commission last night. There was the Conservation Commission had filed as an intervener with some comments and concerns regarding a proposed special exception or zoning amendment or building project on the property that is across the road from the wellhead, Fowler River.
I think it's a
well.
special use because it's related to the
Special use
wetlands.
permit,
Yeah.
yes. There's a lot of concerns about what's wetland, what isn't wetland, how they're gonna build their access road
Yep.
and build a building which has now changed location on this new plan that they submitted. To our great surprise, DES responded by the next meeting with a 3-page letter to them saying, these are all the things that we need more information from you.
That's good.
So it is a good situation. Not that we don't want people to be able to build on property but that's a very sensitive area with some concerns.
Wet property.
Yep,
Yeah.
very wet property. And so DES is on that, so they have a lot of homework to do to meet DES requirements. As John mentioned, we had in our meeting, we had a meeting with, is it Horizon Planning?
Reliant.
Reliant, thank you.
Resilience.
Oh, resilience, sorry.
Resilience planning.
Yeah.
Who has done work for us in the past in coordination with MLRA and other items for rewriting our section of the master plan, which we've been working on and are giving them a baseline, but they're also there to do all the GIS mapping and the review of all the pertinent documents and put it all into a chapter for us. It was a very good meeting. I continue to be concerned about, I should have mentioned it to Sean, continue to be concerned about the Class 6 road issue with building
That's right.
on Class 6 road, so I don't need it right now, but if you could email at some point, Christina, it takes effect in July, but where does the town stand on what it can and can't do? I don't need an answer
Okay.
for you. Maybe something from Sean. There looks to be another bill in this session that also talks about Class 6 roads, but it's confusing how it's wording. I don't know if it's trying to mitigate the last
Undo
year's
the other
issue or not.
Yeah.
So that's all I have.
So just one other quick thing on the master plan stuff.
Yeah.
You guys tell me what's the right way to do this. You know, I know that we've asked a lot of folks through the all committees process to really kind of consider that. in, really consider looking at the different pieces. The HDC, can we ask them to make sure that they're taking a look at something? Like, of all the committees and all the groups that we have, they actually have a very known inventory of what we want to preserve. So, because right now, when you look at the section that sort of talks about the history of the square, it talks about preserving it in a way that's not nebulous, but it's not very specific around buildings or certain thing. Whereas, like, we know where the district is, and we know what things fall into that. You know, I keep coming back to the whole parsonage thing. I completely believe in what we did and why we did it, and the town voted for it. I think they, of all the groups, have the greatest opportunity to go, here's what we know we're trying to protect, because it's something that's here, and it's based on history.
Okay.
Whereas Conservation Commission and Planning Board and like everybody else is trying to think about what does the future look like.
Right.
These guys actually have something that they're like, okay, we know what the past is, right? So I don't know if there's some way, and I know we've had some, you know, how do we make sure we have good participation and stuff on that board, but that may give them something concrete to work on versus
Okay.
something negative. So I don't know whether we can, you know, what we can and
We have
can't do.
2 people on their committee right now, and a select board rep, that's it.
Yeah.
We are soliciting.
Yeah, I'll be out. Rob can't make next week's meeting, I'll be there, so.
Yeah.
Hey,
I'll bring that up at the meeting. See.
All I'm saying is like, that one is a actually known inventory, and it's, you know, we should be able to go almost street by street and go, okay, what is it? Because then it allows the planning board in particular to be able to go, okay, right? Like, it allows the zoning board to kind of think about some things. Like, it does, I think, really help a lot of different folks. So, there you go, sorry.
No problem.
I do have one more thing.
And I do too.
We'll go for a second round.
Columbo.
Has there been any discussion at the Conservation Committee about putting the sand barrel back out at the spring?
We haven't, but we can address it, yeah.
I heard one thing a comment on Facebook.
It was
icy.
icy.
It looked really icy.
Oh, somebody fell?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I watched somebody, instead of walking the walkway, walk over the granite spot because it was easier to walk back to their car. But I think the only reason it may not have gone back out is because it turned into a garbage.
Turned into
truck.
trash.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
No, while we're ganging up on the conservation,
Yep,
have they done anything about contacting DOT and reducing the amount of salt?
Oh crap, I just thought of something.
Because
No,
the other day,
we
the
have
other day when
not.
it was slushy, the plows were up and he was going 10 miles an hour and dumping salt all
Yeah.
over.
no, we have not, it came up at this board, Rob mentioned it.
Yeah.
So, but we can,
If-
I will bring it
If
to
you
you.
could bring that up possibly.
Yeah.
That's all.
I have something for the EDC to do, or whatever you want to
Yeah.
call it.
We're just tossing back. and
Perfect,
forth.
I love it.
And something very specific. I think that they should be reaching out to the new ownership of Ragged Mountain. It was bought by locals,
Oh yeah,
young
five.
locals who
Oh,
came up
that'd
in
be,
the area.
yeah.
That's
I
true,
think
we're
there's a-
driving by right now.
We are, the buses, I watch the buses Sunday morning, they come through town and they're heading, they're heading.
So
to
that
Ragged.
business I met with today is supporting them technologically,
Yeah.
right? Like, that was part of the discussion. So,
Yeah.
yeah, no, that's good.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's it.
Sorry, John.
Everybody else has a chance at one more.
Just in case you tried to call today, our phones were down for an hour and a half. We did reset them and we got them back up. They are doing diagnostics just to double check and make sure. It's a new phone server, so they're gonna check those things. It affected everyone, every department. If we go down here, it affects everybody, fire, police. But the thing with police is their line can be diverted to dispatch.
Yeah.
It affects TTCC too. So I made sure I told everybody this morning and then drove in and Chris Carter and I met here and fixed it.
Okay.
I've been it just made me think of it when you said DOT. I have been contacted to set up a meeting with Head Engineering and DOT. about our 10-year plan project.
Okay.
So, he said, my comment was, who do you need in this meeting, because I don't know. And their response right now is, Heaven DOT will coordinate with whoever the town designates to be the primary point of contact, which is usually town administrator or highway superintendent. So I thought myself and Victor at least go to this meeting. And one champion or representative from the town for the project, because it'll streamline communication. That person that keeps the town informed internally, which would be me or highway or
Yeah.
Or Buzz.
Buzz.
He's
Yeah,
on
he's,
TAC.
well, he doesn't do,
Isn't he TAC?
he does TAC, but they're
Yeah.
talking about somebody who gets everything out to the public.
Oh,
It would help us coordinate public meetings, yeah, that's us, never mind.
yeah.
And project stakeholders. He said initial meeting would be a couple of staff members until we figure out for sure, so that's a good sign that they're moving forward.
That's good, they're asking.
So, but if somebody wants to attend, let me know.
And then once we get contact with them, I'd like to like pursue for like maybe next year's budget, or even there might be grants available for, we do, the crossing guard, not the cross guard, but the signs, solar signs, pedestrian signs. They said to contact them, so.
Okay,
I mean, we might be, there might be an opportunity to discuss it at that meeting, but I don't know if it's would
So I'll-
be prudent.
not for that one,
Yeah,
because that's the
the
10-year
one
plan
after one.
project, yeah.
Yeah.
But, so I will, they gave me some dates, actually, it looks like Friday, January 16th, anytime. I actually talked to Victor. Staff are dropping like flies, heads up,
Yeah.
by the way.
Illness?
What? Illness, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's bad, the
I have
hospitals are.
3,
That's
4
that time
out
of year.
today.
Yeah, they say flu is bad.
Plymouth's shipping them to Portsmouth.
Norovirus too.
Does it work?
Wednesday,
No.
January
Yeah.
21st, and
This
Friday,
is-
January, well, we can't do the 23rd, so never mind.
All
So
right.
it's either
I'll
the
lock myself
16th
in
or the
basement.
21st, so.
All right.
Quickly, there was a comment / complaint. The hours for the tax collector said closing early, New Year's Eve,
Yeah,
but it didn't give a time.
okay.
I'd said it's most likely noon, and maybe she was hoping for some flexibility if it wasn't busy, but we should have a time on those.
But it's totally up to her.
I know.
No, she's pretty
All we can do is
agreeable.
suggest. All right.
She's pretty agreeable, so,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, leave it about.
Leave them out.
Oh, leave it.
Anyway,
Yeah, just leave them right where they are, don't worry about it.
I did have something that I don't remember when we got talking earlier. So, Kate, anything from the public? All right, motion,
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
All right.